The U.S. Green Building Council is a nonprofit organization committed to sustainability and works to build better futures for communities through programs like LEED for cities.
LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design.
And so ultimately the application that we put forth landed us where?
It landed us right in the middle of the silver level of certification at 55 points. And for our first attempt at certification, I think we did very well.
Jeff Sovich is a senior planner at the City of Greensboro, the staff liaison to the Community Sustainability Council, and the application manager for the LEED for Cities grant.
The LEED certification is the largest and most well-known sustainability rating system in the world. Becoming certified in one of the LEED products, in this case the LEED for Cities program, helps demonstrate the city's commitment to sustainability, to taking action on climate change, and on improving quality of life and equity for our residents. Probably the most important benefit right now is having a good, clear understanding of where our current levels of performance are, what progress we've made, and how we compare with other cities on these benchmarks and metrics. But in addition to that, it gives us great publicity. It shows to other municipalities that we're a leader, that we're taking a forward-looking stance on sustainability, as well as to corporations who may be interested in relocating to or increasing their presence in Greensboro, and for people looking to relocate to Greensboro.
LEED further proves the city remains dedicated to its core values.
Greensboro has as one of its core values is stewardship, and that goes a long way towards helping us recognize the importance of protecting the natural environment and promoting a quality of life and equity for our residents.
Many city departments worked as a team to complete the application.
Close to 20 city departments were involved, just about every department that we have. There was a significant amount of participation from the Water Resources Department, Transportation, Engineering and Inspections, Parks and Recreation, IT.
Michael Borchers, the Director of Water Resources, realizes how big of a contribution his department plays in the city's energy consumption.
But TZ Osborne Wastewater Treatment Plant, that's the largest electrical user within the city. Large, close to $1 million a year as far as the energy, the electrical energy bill per year. So LEED it's just a great tool for us to look at and say, okay, are you being efficient? Can you do things better? And ultimately, don't just settle for status quo. That's what I like about the LEED is it makes us, it goes back to a quote, you get what you inspect.
Bettering the city's operations will positively affect everyone that works, lives, and visits Greensboro. It's important for departments like Water Resources to be involved with projects like LEED.
The ones that Water Resources was involved in, heavily, had to do with water efficiency. So that's one category that has, I believe, up to 11 points in it. So water efficiency, and then there's another one that we were a little bit more on the fringe, but we were still involved in. But it's got a significant amount of points, and that is the one on energy and greenhouse gas emissions. The tremendous amount of the energy we use goes to the process. Goes to treating and distributing the water and then collecting it. So that last piece was the efficiency piece and being able to show how efficient we are, meeting those indices and being able to garner the points.
The city has been working on different ways to be more efficient, proactive, and thorough. Sergey, the city's energy management engineer, talked about using more technology to help us progress, like using a drone to identify why the Central Library had a spike in energy consumption.
I figured out that we have unusual jump in consumption of energy at Central Library. And you know, Central Library with this beautiful glass dome on the top, on the roof. So I couldn't figure out why we have just literally worm is just getting out. So we started with drone flight, and it showed that during probably one of the hailstorms, the plastic dome was broken, and the entire system worked like a big chimney.
City staff was instrumental in gathering information for the LEED application, but they weren't the only ones because the Greensboro community was very involved.
I love Greensboro, let me just say that. I've lived in Greensboro, this is my adopted home. I've been here since 1990. Live in lovely Lindley Park that I love, and just really felt like with my background that I could really bring something to the Sustainability Council. We applied for the grant in March 2019. We found out in late April 2019 that we were going to be one of the inaugural cities, and then it took us about a year to get through the process. During that time, CSE engaged the larger community. We had a couple of listening sessions to talk to the community about what it was, but also kind of what they wanted to see out of sustainability. So it was a great opportunity for us to really engage the city. And what we found was there was a lot of enthusiasm and support for sustainability. It was a huge meeting, and we had great turnout and great participation.
The idea to become a LEED certified city was strongly influenced by the Community Sustainability Council, or CSC, and council member Mary Kay Abuzawader.
We brought it up at an official meeting at CSC, and in the meeting, Mary Kay Abuzawader, City Councilwoman Abuzawader, was present. She is the CSC liaison, and she's just such a champion for us. And she was there, and as soon as we said, hey, we should go after this grant, we voted on it, we made the motion, voted on it, approved it. She said, hey, can I have that piece of paper? And she literally left the meeting, went to see the city manager, and came back and before the meeting was over and said, it's been approved. So obviously CSC is very proud of the city that we received a silver certification with LEED for Cities. We feel like it was a wonderful first step. It really helped us to identify things that we're doing well, and also to really highlight the things that we need to work on.
It's a recognition by an independent entity that we are doing a good job. Of course, we've got room to improve, and just like you said, not only should we stop at silver, no, we should look what would it take to go to gold, or what would it take to go to platinum.
The city wants to build on the LEED Silver certification. We believe this is an accomplishment that cannot stop at silver.
What I've found is that there are efforts and projects ongoing in multiple city departments already, and have been for years, that have slowly been moving us forward towards that direction. And we just need to continue that type of effort, but do so in a more coordinated way.
And LEED gave the city of Greensboro an idea of where to start.
Areas where we have some opportunities to make improvements are on our solid waste. Right now we don't have a comprehensive plan for how we deal with solid waste, and our solid waste collection and management system doesn't really have any strategies in place for how we deal with food waste.
So right now, food waste goes in the trash, it goes to our transfer station, and then it goes to the Great Oak landfill just outside of Asheboro. So we're landfilling it and we're taking it about 45 miles away.
Expanding the city's composting operations to mitigate food waste is an option Tori Carley, the waste reduction supervisor, believes could be a better practice for the city of Greensboro, its residents, and the environment.
When you start hauling food waste long distances, you've got a lot of water in that food waste, you've got a lot of materials, it's really heavy, it's really dense. So keeping it local is really important for carbon footprint and how much gas, how much labor, how much time you're using. And so if we can keep it inside of the city, then that's gonna be a win-win situation for us, and it's also gonna keep costs down so that it is less of a taxpayer burden, and also we're able to recoup some of those costs in order to make it less of a taxpayer burden.
Some other areas where we find a challenge are in transportation on our vehicle miles traveled per capita per day. Greensboro's roadway network is pretty disconnected and indirect as compared with cities that have a very tightly woven grid network of streets. It takes a lot of driving to get from any one point to any other point. And we do a lot of driving with one person in the car. And so all of that adds up and puts a lot of many tons of CO2 into our atmosphere. If we can get that down, that would be a big help.
Becoming a LEED certified city has shined a light on the amazing strides the city has taken towards sustainability. It also uncovered some areas we are committed to strengthening.
We see a weakness, but we also see here's an opportunity for us to address that weakness in a way that's innovative and can really move the city forward and help us to achieve what we said in our 2040 comprehensive plan, which is to be the greenest city in the Southeast.
You know, overall, the point of LEED certification isn't about how many points we scored or what level we earn in the certification rank. It's about understanding how we're doing and that we are continuing to make progress over time, that we're tracking our progress, and that we are continuing to look for ways to do the city's job better, that serve our residents better, that serve our planet better, and that over time will lead us to a much better natural and built environment.